Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're wondering what this is, I promise this is not sponsored, okay? This is the softest pillow ever from this brand Muji. Not sponsored. Anyway, I love just sitting like this. I love having something in my lap, and I don't know why I've never done that whilst filming because it's just so comforting. So anyway, we're gonna be sitting like this and I'm gonna have this pillow in my lap because today I'm comforting you, okay? And I need to be comfortable while I do it. Okay, so I just want to quickly address a few things. I have only made 3 videos regarding the topic of heartbreak on my YouTube channel. A lot of people in my life are always like, why do you always talk about breakups? It's so funny because I actually genuinely don't. I've only spoken about it 3 times, but it is the most viral video on this channel, and the TikToks and reels that have been made, which by the way, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for clipping videos from my YouTube channel. But the videos that I've been seeing circulating and how viral they've gone are so insane. I just have no words. I saw a video the other day that my friend sent me and it had 11 million views. I feel like my channel has gotten a lot of new subscribers from that viral video. So I thought, in light of all of the TikToks that people are making of me and all of the edits, because I do see them, guys, and I do love you very much, I thought I would come back and check in, 2.5 years later going through that. In the last video that I made, I actually mentioned that I would not be speaking about breakups ever again. So dramatic. No, but the reason being is because when I look back on those videos, I don't want to keep milking that because it's not my passion to talk about breakups. Do you know what I mean? I don't want it to be my whole brand. Does that make sense? I offer so much more than that. I have a love-hate relationship with that video because I just feel like it's so vulnerable and I never watch it. But I also feel very thankful for where it's gotten me. Okay, so it's officially been 2.5 years since that breakup that I was experiencing. Because you have to remember as well, I put that video out months after I had already started healing. So it's been 2.5 years today. It just feels like a completely different life. And also the advice that I gave in those videos, while I do think that advice is great advice, I have also learned so much along the way. Reflecting back on that video, I truly filmed that for myself because I was going through that breakup during lockdown. So I literally was so alone and I just had no one to talk to and I felt like I was never going to be okay. You know what's crazy? I feel so different now, which we'll get into, and I feel like this will give you guys a lot of hope, but I feel so different now that even trying to picture how I felt back then is it's crazy. It's like watching a movie and being so detached from the character. I can't relate. And I love that for me. My advice now would be different to how I felt then. But I do think that that video is still very helpful, which is why I'm keeping all the videos up, because despite how I feel now watching them, I remember at the time, that was the best advice for me and what helped me when I was fresh out of a breakup. So I just have so much to update you guys on. Okay. So basically, when I went through that breakup, the viral one, I was living with my ex-boyfriend. Oh, he is such a flashback for me that it's so funny because people have told me when you look up my name on Google, it comes up with Luma Aziz's ex-boyfriend. You guys would be so underwhelmed. It's just so funny. I have changed so much. My standards have changed. My type has completely changed. I would just never date anyone like him at all. If I knew he wasn't the right person for me, then why did it hurt so bad when I was going through that breakup? That's insane. That's what I was documenting. I couldn't fathom how hurt I was feeling. I feel like a breakup now after lockdown would look so different for me. I would literally book a flight like that and I would be out. I would be out and I feel like I would have so many different ways of healing through that. But when you're stuck in the house with nothing else to think about, it was a blessing and a curse, because truly in that time, all I did was read books, watch videos, listen to audiobooks. When I tell you, I feel like I'm so qualified when it comes to giving advice about relationships and love because I did so much research. We were in lockdown for 2 years. And now I've realized wow, I've got so much advice to give people, because I was really focused on learning about like how someone feels when they get dumped, because that's how I was feeling when they are broken up with. I didn't realize like when you break up with someone, it is also very fucking hard, but in a very different way. And you guys like process it differently, the person that does the breaking up and the person that is broken up with. And as someone who was broken up with, by someone that in the relationship I knew, like there was that little part of me that was like, I love him, but I'm not in love with him. Like this is not my dream partner, soulmate, whatever. If it hurt that bad, I can only imagine for people that are in relationships where they are fiancés or married or like have kids together. You know, it can always be worse. At the end of the day, I was living with this person, and though I say that I wasn't in love with him, I loved him and I cared for him. And you know what's crazy? Because I've learned so much about breakups, and because I've spoken to people that have had to break up with people, I have changed my perspective completely. And if I saw my ex on the street somewhere and he said hi to me, I wouldn't be like, fuck you, clown, like blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I would actually ask him how he's going, and I'm okay with not ever speaking to him again. Is that not crazy? I don't know. I just feel like I'm at this very mature place. I feel like when people talk about their ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or like a divorce that they've gone through, they have some type of like a bitter taste to it, like they're upset and they talk bad about that person. It really shows that they're not completely over it, because I have completely moved on. And so I'm the best person to sit here and give you advice, because I could literally sit here and my ex could be on the other side of this table and we could have a conversation and I would feel nothing. I would feel probably icked that I even dated him. I'd be like, this is so weird. You do get to that point where you move on so much that you just like cannot ever imagine like a life where you're back with that person. In the moment when I was going through that breakup, I felt like it was the worst thing ever. I seriously felt like I was dying. I felt like I would never be okay again. There are many different reasons why couples go through breakups. Like the list goes on forever, right? But I'm not going to sit here and list 8,000 things. I know that you, sitting here, I know that you love. And I know that it hurts. Love is everything in this universe. Love is the most powerful feeling that encourages positivity. It just encourages everything. It's the reason why we keep going, is love. And everyone, whether they know it or not, is on a spiritual journey. You're on this journey. Yes, it's going to be hard. It's turbulent, but there are so many great things on the other side. And you have to trust, whether you're spiritual or not, I don't care. I have to tell you this and I want you to hear it. You have to trust that the same universe that has brought you that joy that you felt with that person, right, does have that in store for you again. You were supposed to feel that, and you were supposed to lose it in order to find yourself. Holy shit, that was a bar. I didn't even write that one down. It was, girl. Because in these moments in which we are alone is when we begin to find ourselves. It is time for you to discover the true you, not the you that you have been in a relationship. And that is not going to be easy. And that is why I struggled so bad in my breakup. Remember when I was saying just before, like how I was not in love with my ex-boyfriend. So I was just so surprised that it hurt me as bad as it did. It's because my vision for the future was like tied to him. He was like the vehicle in which my happiness was tied to. I couldn't picture a future without him, and the unknown is scary. That is why it is a journey, and that's why it's so painful, is because you don't know how you're feeling, you don't know where you're going with things. My first piece of advice now, 2.5 years later after going through that journey, is you've got to trust that this universe that's given you that feeling has it in store for you again. And this is just a journey for you to find yourself, to grow, to be the best version of yourself that can attract your dream partner. Okay? Because your dream partner would not have you feeling this way, period. That's for anyone. That's for someone doing the breaking up. Your dream partner would not have you feeling like you need to break up with them. You'd feel like, oh, I need to stay with this person forever. And for somebody being broken up with, your dream partner would not break up with you, period. There is no such thing as my soulmate being someone that breaks up with me. It's impossible. Like, it's not what I want, and it's not what you are going to settle for, okay? You're watching me today to figure out how to navigate this feeling, right? Or to learn more about going through a breakup. Let me just start off by telling you that They are not your dream partner, so that's rubbish. You're allowed to be sad, you're allowed to cry. Those are all warranted feelings. You're allowed to feel that way. I felt that way. But to sit here and tell me that's your dream partner and no one else will ever be better than them, that's rubbish. Okay? I'm laughing because it's hilarious. And the fact that I ever felt that way and sat with my friends and was like, I'll never meet anyone better, insane. Would you invite another person into your personal relationship? No, you wouldn't. That is a personal relationship between you two. So being on this journey to find yourself does unfortunately require the detachment of that person, because it's exactly the same thing. This journey is all about building a strong, intimate relationship with yourself. So maybe that person had to be removed from your life because you have a bigger purpose. There is someone better out there for you, truly, even if you don't see it now. And I'm just going to say I was that person that lived, like shared a whole home and life with somebody who walked out on me. And you witnessed me, millions of you witnessed me crying over that person on the internet. And now I am incredibly happy and I've built the most incredible relationship with myself. I don't need anyone. I could be alone. Truly, if my current boyfriend, who I love so much and is such an upgrade in all ways, if he walked out and left me, that is something that I can't control. Obviously, I would be sad. Would I be like on the floor dying, crying, telling myself I'll never get over this? Absolutely not, because I'm a strong person. I went through that once before. I could never go through it like that ever again because I'm resilient and I have built this amazing, incredible, intimate, and strong relationship with myself. And that's what the universe wants for you. And it's not scary and it's not sad. It's incredible. I feel so strong and liberated and just like I could do anything, truly. I'm just reading a few of my notes, but I wrote down, people don't always choose to be alone. Sometimes the universe will remove people who no longer serve our grand design or purpose. I truly believe in that. It's really crazy when I think about this, and it gives me goosebumps. If my ex didn't break up with me, I wouldn't have this YouTube channel. Like, I feel like he didn't see the future that I saw for myself. You know what I mean? Which is why I take it back to what I was saying earlier about like, would you invite someone else into your personal relationship? No. So why would the universe want someone there right next to you, holding you back from all of your dreams and everything that the universe knows you need to go and achieve? Does that make sense? But obviously in the moment, you're not going to know what's best for you. You just have to trust that it's all going to make sense, because it will. Because let's go back to me going through that breakup. I was sitting there rocking back and forth, begging, wishing the universe, like, please, like, I just want to feel better. I just want to feel better. Because how could I know what was in store for me? I didn't know to ask for bigger things. I was asking for that clown back. And it's like, okay, fast forward to now. Financially, I'm doing incredible. I was not even like earning 1/8 of what I earn now, because I've really been able to lock in and focus on my career and myself. I didn't travel as much as I wanted to. I travel so much now, guys. Like I am always away. I have the most amazing home. I've moved cities. I'm in an incredible relationship, but also it's not about finding an amazing relationship. It was really just about finding myself, and I did. And I will never shut up about it. Like, that breakup was the best thing to ever happen to me, because now, like, the way that my life is now, I'm just like, this is the path. This is where I was supposed to be, not with him, but here. That's why now I tell you guys, like, I am so happy that I could see him and be happy for him and want to know how he's doing, because I understand how it feels to break up with someone now, because I've talked to a lot of people who have done the breaking up, and a lot of my own friends and people in my life that have had to walk away from a relationship because it wasn't right for them. The same way that it wasn't right for my ex, it wasn't right for me. I was like so blindsided, and it was like the rug had been swept from under my feet, that I was too caught up in my emotions to face the fact that, hey, I really could do better without this person. I couldn't see that. And that's why, like, we both actually were on the right path. It just hurt in a different way for me, because he had already processed the fact that he didn't want to be with me anymore. And I didn't really know he felt that way. And when he got up and walked away, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? And it just sent me down this whole spiral. And you know, it was nothing to do with him, how I felt that sad. It was everything to do with me and the fact that I was afraid of my potential, truly. A lot of people stay in relationships because they're afraid of their potential. It's easier to stay comfortable and that be your reason for why you didn't book that trip, why you didn't do that thing or start that business. That's pathetic. Let's stop doing that. If you're watching this video, let me tell you something. You are so lucky because you are about to unlock this part of yourself that so many people never get to achieve in themselves because they're just comfortable and they stay in those boring, mundane relationships. You are so lucky because you are now on this journey to finding yourself. Little me in that relationship, living in that area that I was so bored living in, cooking dinner for this guy every night. I just could never picture my life now. Like I'm going to America in a few months. I'm going for a month. I can work while I'm there. I'm going to go see New York and LA. I want to move cities. Wait, I've already moved cities. I'm living in a different city now. And I did that by myself. I want to move countries. I want to travel everywhere and I want to grow so much on all of my platforms and just like all of these things that I vision for myself. It's so clear and it's so incredible, but like I would have never been able to achieve or even see any of these things if I was still with that person. So change this sadness into like, wow, like yes, I'm scared and I don't know where I'm going with things, but man, like that's exciting. I literally make jokes with my friends. Obviously, I'm just kidding when I say this, but when they're going through a breakup, I'm like, wow, I am jealous because like the growth, there's only up from there. Like you physically can't get worse than how you're feeling now. So it's like, you're only going to get better and better and better. And then it's like, I can't believe I was sad. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, of course, you're going to find it lonely because you've grown attached to that energy and that person just being around you. But I promise you will outgrow wanting that energy around you. Everything in your life is just going to get better. Okay, so here's something really big that I've learned as well, right? Since posting my breakup video, my DMs to this day, it's been 2.5 years, every single day. In fact, I'll show you now. I've got a big paragraph from someone explaining like their breakup to me. Like here's one from literally today. And as much as I wish that I could answer all of these DMs, if I sat here and scrolled with you guys, you'd be shocked. Like every single day since posting that video, I've had so many DMs. Like some days I get hundreds. I thought I really want a place where I can give people advice, right? Because I have so much advice to give. I joined this app, Sunroom. It's all going to be linked down below if you guys are interested, but I give people advice on there and I have like custom one-on-one experiences. So for example, you can purchase this experience where you get to send me a message as long as you want. Like they sent me this really long message and pretty much from there, I reply with a 5-minute video reply. So it's like you can send me anything, you know, whatever you're going through and or any question that you have, and then I will personally reply to you with your own mini pep talk. I genuinely just wanted to put it out there just to help people. But now I'm at the point where it's like I get so many messages that if you guys want to ask me anything, go onto my Sunroom, request a one-on-one experience, or even just go check them out. It's free. You can literally just go in there and like see, and if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But if you guys want to chat with me, then head on to Sunroom and you can. But anyway, I just wanted to plug that real quickly and come back and say something big I have learned through helping people through breakups and, you know, friendship breakups, relationship breakups, whatever on Sunroom and just in general, I've learned that 100% of the time when I read like people's situations, because I have no emotional attachment to it, right? So I'm not feeling the emotions, which is why I can give you really good advice. When I'm reading through all these different situations, there's never been one time, not once, where I read it and I'm like, you're better off still with that person. If you wrote your situation down on paper, right? And then on a different paper, you wrote down your life goals and your dreams and the things that you want for yourself, and you gave me both those papers and I read them, I wouldn't be like, oh, you need this person. You got to go back to this person that's left you and broken your heart. No, because it's like I would focus on that other paper. I'm like, girl, you got all these things you want to do. Like, this person doesn't serve that. The universe took them out of your life for a reason. I've spoken to hundreds of people at this point. I'm always wanting to help people out and listen and be there for them. And I know that it hurts. And so I have all the advice to give on how to deal with that panic and how to get better when you're first going through a breakup. But I see even beyond that. And I think to myself, and I read all these messages like, this person doesn't know like how good things are going to get for them. And it truly will. And to add to that, there is always a plus about going through a breakup. Like I said, there's just no relationship where that person leaves you and you're better off still with them. Nope, you're better off going on your own journey. I wrote down a few things that I want to read out. So I wrote down, I lived with my ex who didn't really like to clean up as much as me. He wasn't very clean. I was so OCD. I was the OCD one. And it drove me insane that he wasn't as clean as me. Fast forward to now, I told myself I will never date a guy that's messy. I refuse. Unless you are so rich and you can pay for someone to clean the house, bitch, I won't be doing it. Anyway, I have a boyfriend now who is very clean, so clean, matches my energy. I love living with him. He's always cleaning. I'm obsessed with him. And that's just something I wasn't willing to compromise on. So getting out of that relationship, I realized like, whew, I don't want a messy boyfriend ever again, okay? I wrote down, I lived with someone who didn't share the same passion for travel as much as me. And it was hard to grow whilst being with someone like that. My boyfriend now is a pilot. Guys, like I want to move overseas. He wants to move overseas. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it just makes so much sense. We travel everywhere together. Like him and I are like little explorers. I love everything about this guy because we travel together. We do everything together. I would never date a guy like my ex because my ex just didn't really like to travel like that. And he had a job that kept him in the one place. I have a job where like I'm always on the go. And my current partner, who's a pilot, like he's going to be able to fly everywhere in the world with me. We complement each other so well. My ex and I did not complement each other that way. You know what I mean? We just didn't share the same vision. Does that mean that I'm better than him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's just like, okay, let's say I'm dating a guy that wants to be in the army and I dump him and he's just like so sad about it. And he's like, oh, I can't ever see my life without Luma. Eventually he would realize, wait, you know, as the months go by, wait, I am so happy because I want to be in the army. I'm not tied down to this girl anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's, it's just sometimes the people that we love most are not the best fit for our life plans. You just have to just trust me. Trust me on that. Like love is not enough. If I have all these big dreams for my life, being in love sometimes is not enough because if we have completely different goals, I can't bring you along for this journey. I got to go on by myself and so do you. And yes, it's going to hurt, but eventually when it doesn't hurt anymore and you are detached, you are going to be very thankful for the breakup. Anyway, I hope that has been some good advice because this is just how I feel now, 2.5 years later. This is sort of like the type of stuff that I tell people when they are going through a breakup. If someone messages me on Sunroom or like one of my friends sits with me and they're in the first week of going through a breakup, I'm not gonna, tell them all of this cutthroat stuff because obviously they're so hurt and they can't even register what I'm saying. This is like bigger picture stuff. But if you were going through like the first week, I would sit with you, I would comfort you, I would say to you like, here's what we're gonna do, blah, blah, blah. But like this stuff I'm telling you in this video, this is the real deal shit. This is like, if you can fathom this and feel better from this video, be proud of yourself because this is like the bigger picture. We are moving on. You don't lack, you transition. You are in your transitioning era and phase of life, okay? Oh my God, I've been filming for an hour. Watch this video be like way less than an hour. I just really quickly wanted to end off today's video with a little update on me and how I feel about that ex-boyfriend and just like where my life is now. Like I said, I would at the end. Okay, so I don't really want to talk about this much because I want to be respectful, but that ex-boyfriend actually did end up coming back and did want me back months later, like even after I posted the breakup video. And it felt really different to how I thought it would feel. When you're going through a breakup, you're like angry, you just want them to see you do well so bad that you're like, oh, I just want them to want me back so bad. It's going to feel amazing. It's just not the way of the world. It doesn't work like that because you are coming at that with bad intentions, but my intentions changed and I actually grew to be very happy and excited for my life. And I think the energy shifted and he saw that and he knew that, you know, he watched my breakup video and everything and he reached out and he was just backtracking, and I feel like the dynamic changed and I changed. And when he told me that he was upset and wanted me back and wanted to work on us, I simply just felt sad for him, like truly. And it did hurt and sort of, you know, take me back a little bit, but like I knew I would never get back with him because my life had just changed too much and he didn't fit my life anymore, and like no one in my life would accept him anyway. Like everyone would be like, what, why are you going backwards? So I personally really love where I'm at, and I wished it for everybody. I wish you could get to a point where you just like are so moved on that you actually think back to that person fondly and you are appreciative of like all the memories with them. You know what I mean? There was one point where we were together and I thought that he was the best fit for my life and he was someone I really cared about. And now he's not. You know, like things have just changed so much. I would never get back with him. Like I said before, I wouldn't be unhappy if I never heard from him again. It is this really weird thing where it's like we have like a little soul tie there where I care for him. I know he's a good person. That's one thing. I think it's different if you go through a breakup with someone that is just a horrible person, like maybe they're abusive or they've done something awful to you. That is obviously different. I'm not like this with everyone in my life. I have friends that I'm not friends with anymore that I think back on and I'm like, ew, like they give me the ick. And if I saw them out, I wouldn't even give them a time of day. I don't care if anything happens to them, truly. Like I am cutthroat like that. I am that bitch. If you cross me and you do something wrong to me and you're like a bad person, then I won't feel a type of way about it. But with my ex, I just got over it so much to the point where like I understand his point of view. I get why he had to break up with me. Like we weren't the right fit for each other. I feel nothing but happy for him when I think back to him. And you know what's so weird? Like I know that this is like super random and people will think I'm insane, but like truly I hope that I do hear from him again in this life. Like I hope that I get to talk to him and see how he's going. Like I want to see him happy and like have a family and have an amazing partner. What's crazy is we've actually spoken a little bit and it's been so long now that he even dated someone for a bit after me and they went through a breakup. I'm pretty sure she cheated on him and he reached out to me saying like, I'm really sorry for what I put you through because I now understand. I was actually on a flight when I got that text. I was on the way somewhere and I was in a very good place and I just remember seeing that thinking, wow, like how that's crazy. We're at a point now where he is asking me for advice. Like it's just so crazy how much everything has changed and I could have never imagined. But truly, I don't hate him at all. Like the videos were just about my journey, getting over like being attached to someone, but I'm just so incredibly happy now. I'm in the most amazing relationship. I'm yet to make a video. On my Mac, I have here a video that I want to do with Louis, like how we met, learning to trust again after a breakup. We did long distance. I want to talk about that. So yeah, if you guys are interested in Louis and I sitting together and just like talking about stuff, I would love to film that video for you guys. I'm just a very private person and I don't really like, it makes me anxious to like the idea of putting a partner on my channel, but I've asked him if he wants to do that and he wants to, like he's happy to. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for being here and for watching today's video. I hope that you guys like this video. I've been filming for so long, holy shit. And I hope that you got some good advice and I can't wait to film my next video for you guys. I love you so much.